Hi guys, so for video 16, which was musical in the Junk Journal January challenge thingy that I'm doing, I ended up making 4 masterboards. So I've now made that a separate video and just a little 5-minute video on the January challenge video and a longer video here. I hope you followed all that, because I ended up making 4 masterboards, mixing and matching those masterboards and making a ton, and I mean a ton of journaling cards. I'm going to take you through the process to make 4 masterboards. I didn't start out with that intention, by the way, so you can tell there's been a mistake or two. And a few examples of how I used it, not all of these obviously, otherwise you'd be here till, well, I don't know, it's January now, till at least my birthday in May. Let's go back in time and find out how I made such a fluff of things that I ended up doing all this. Day 16 is musical and I'm going to do a small masterboard. Therefore I've got some scraps and I've actually been really good and cut them into squares and rectangles. And with all masterboards it is just a case of putting them down. So I have my Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium. I'm going to try and get the music the right way around, but there is no guarantee. This is a map, but it doesn't matter which way round it goes. Add your torn off pieces or your strips or your scraps with some Mod Podge or collage medium or white glue. It's up to you. You can do it with a glue stick. I tend to try and stay within the same colourway. This is very beige. There's a bit of blue here. I don't know if that's going to go. I don't actually have much in the way of varied scraps this time. I'm running my scrap box down. 2 flowers together, what do you think? Probably shouldn't do that. I wonder if I've got some script. Then we can do the flower. Don't know about this one. I think it's okay. You can see I'm beginning to overlap some of them. So you just keep going. Be back in a minute. While the masterboard is drying off a little bit, I'm going to be stamping with some permanent ink onto tracing paper with some different script stamps. I'm trying not to overlap too much. I also have a writing stamp. Yeah, I think that will do. I've decided to add a little bit of leftover napkin, the hummingbird one, which was used in a different project, to these blue squares. I think it will make for a more interesting masterboard. I have quite a few of my little ephemera boxes out. These are adverts. They're already on quite a strong paper. I'm going to find some to go on here. Got a variety of colours here. I wonder if we're just going to do this really, really colourful. Initially, I'll put it down using the normal collage medium. I will just keep building up along here. Maybe I've done this wrong, but I don't understand what everyone's raving about. It seems wrinkly and I'm not convinced. Anyway, maybe I've just put too much on it, or the paper was too stiff. I'll have to look at the original. I haven't seen the original video. Right, so here I have the Distress Collage Medium in Vintage, and I'm hoping that by going over the top of this with this, we'll get a bit of colour in here. Unfortunately, these are too similar to use together. Therefore, I'm going to make another 2 masterboards to be able to mix and match the 4 masterboards and make lots and lots of different ephemera. For the 3rd masterboard, I'm using neutrals, some script, some plain pieces, mix and match directions. This one should be pretty quick and straightforward to do because I simply don't have to think about this one at all. I'm not overly keen on the whiteness of the tracing paper, so before I do anything else, I'm going to use some of the Distress Vintage Collage medium and cover it. This will also help make it more waterproof and give it a protective coat. I'm simply going to stamp some script, different types. Yeah, I think that helps a little. While I'm stamping away, I'm going to stamp in some of these blank areas on this masterboard, which is now dry. That will do. I've got my green watercolour crayons out. Way back to the watercolour crayons. And I'm going to just tint this a little bit. Well, I say a little bit, I'll end up tinting it a lot. Get my water out. Probably actually should do this while it's damp so I don't end up with great big areas of colour. Once I've got these on, then the next thing will be another colour, which I'll quickly get to. This is how I will continue off camera, putting some colour over this paper. When I'm not happy with the result, this is when I get a little bit annoying and start playing and taking forever to do something that should be quite quick. I'm not happy with this, so I'm going to dry brush some white through in places, and then when that's dry I will put the antique photo finish. Check all these edges are down, some have come up where they got wet, through this white, which will make it more creamy coloured or antique-y. It still looks a mess, but it has other treatments yet. We will glaze it when it's dry. I know you've seen this umpteen times before. I'm going to do this very briefly. This is just for those who haven't seen it. Here is my beautiful Collage Distress Medium Vintage. I feel I should be on commission with that. And I'm going over the top of this to hopefully, we'll see, change that colour down a bit. Time to give this white a go. I've got two colours here. I've got the antique linen and I've also got a squeeze lemonade. Let's start with antique linen and see what that's like. Seems very dry. Oh, that's not bad. Don't know if that's attacking that as much as I'd like. Let's try the lemonade. Okay, the lemonade's going on a bit. Could take a bit of work, this. I'm going to cut these up, mostly to journaling cards. There's 17 tags or journaling cards here, plus a belly band. And then I've got these two to use for decoration and some scraps. I'm going to use my 3 or 5 collage formula. These are going to be the bases. This one, because it's quite complex, will have the more simple tracing paper on it. This one, because it's a simpler base, is going to have the more complex tracing paper on it. First thing I'm going to do is cut the tracing paper into strips that are going to do about a third of these cards. I'm back with all of these cut down to journaling cards. I'm going to make several different styles, some for my current La Dolce Vita journal and then just some general ephemera for future journals. I am going to use my simple collage formula with these, which is a 3, 5 or 7 element process, probably 3 or 5 given their size. If you want more details of that, I'll link that video below. It's only 6 minutes and you'll see how that formula works. It's a little bit awesome. I've organised them into strips and also squares because the formula involves strips and squares. Simple background, complex strip, and then I would take a piece of script or music in the square shape, and then a final element to go over the top, and then see how I like it. Now, I don't think she can go over the top of that very easily, but she could go underneath. That is the 3-step collage formula. Strip, square, sticker, element. Let's try it on the complex one. So this time we want a simple strip. This time I'm going to go for a piece of music score. Another woman, a quick check. This time I might put them on top, just changing it up a little bit. Outline her in black. She seems to have faded into that background far more than that one has. I think that works reasonably well. Could do with a little something down here, I think. I'm going to break my 3 formula rule. I've got a little word like love. Yeah, that definitely helps. There we go. Another simple background, so that means the more complex tape. Let's go with, this time, having a square of the complex. And then what here do have the woman drinking coffee. And that may well stand out enough, actually. Yeah, she does. I don't even think you need to edge her. Okay, another simple card. Let's get the complex background. That colourful bit's really nice. And I might have a woman or a piece of paper. Could put the simple one down as well. Double whammy. Oh yeah. So 2 bits this time. It's actually 4 elements, but that's okay. Let's get one more complex one. So we need the simple print. Could put it in the centre. Central piece. Does that work? Not sure. Another central strip. Something like that. Let's have a look at the other figures. Maybe that's better. Yeah. Circle then at all. That makes more sense. I'm wondering what I can do with that plain space. I prefer that. Slightly more layered up look. Completely mad, but I love it. How many journaling cards have we got now? Really quick, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't think I need many more in this style. I have the challenge of simplicity. Maybe I could do a simplicity whilst here by using a black and white on the green. Maybe a word. I think that could be simplicity. I've kind of lost track where we were up to, so I'm going to quickly whip through what's been done. This belly band, this couple with a napkin of a sunflower over, the lady, I think we'd seen that one, I'm not sure. Made this little page flag. Then we've done some that aren't 1950s women. So, and every single one of these has washi, the fake washi on it. Has the one of the backgrounds that's been done from the Masterboards. I think there's about 18 journaling cards. There is actually some washi left over, just no cards left over. That's quite a little stash there. Quite happy with that. Good job. I kind of got used to the whole fake washi, transparent tracing paper thing in the end. It's not too bad. I don't think it's as wow as people make out. I think it's quite hard to see it, but it's okay. Anywho, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help others on the old interweeb see it. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. I post 3 to 5 videos per week, every week. And let me know whether you've done this fake washi, transparency type masterboard, already, and whether you love it or not, or whether you're like me and find it a bit meh. And I will see you next time.